There's a lot of YouTube videos out there about meditation, mindfulness, how anybody meditates, how to start. But today we're going to be talking about understanding on a deeper level the effectiveness of mindfulness, not just meditation, but how you can use mindfulness in general through a bunch of different things. We're going to be talking about two types of mindfulness, not just the benefits, but also why people dwell on past mistakes and how to use real mindfulness to actually counter that and focus more on the present and future and set yourself up through fulfillment. We'll start by saying mindfulness is the solution to people who dwell on past mistakes. See, from a biological standpoint, our brains are wired to look for the next dopamine hit. So a lot of people that look at past mistakes, they're looking at times where their life was really good in a certain area. Maybe they met this certain partner in their life. I'm going to give an example. There's this girl that I used to mess with at the time, and I didn't have a lot of things going on myself. I wasn't going to the gym at the time. I was smoking a lot. I was just kind of playing a lot of video games, wasting a lot of time doing things that I know wouldn't actually help me in the future. Now think of fulfillment as XP, like in a video game. You get 50 fulfillment XP from having this relationship with this girl. And it's a lot for you because you don't have other forms of fulfillment XP. Like the gym that would give you, let's say, 25. Meditation would give you 10. Working on a business would give you 30. So if you didn't have these things and you had this huge boost of fulfillment from this one relationship or this person that you were messing with in the past, all of a sudden, this person goes away. And now you're thinking, well, all my fulfillment just left. At least a very big part of it. So now, if you're somebody who doesn't have other sources of fulfillment in their life, you're going to constantly be dwelling on how to gain that fulfillment back. This is why a lot of people will go back to their exes, but they're not falling in love with their ex again. They're falling in love with the memories they had with their ex. I'm sure some people already know this, but it's important to clarify that people who lack fulfillment will seek fulfillment from ways of the past, something that can give them a rush of dopamine, but they don't realize that they're not actually benefiting themselves in the long run. Might be wondering, DC, how do we fix this? The solution is to increase fulfillment in the present and future. See, it's hard because we're so distracted by cheap pleasures, movies, TVs, social media, cell phones, a lot of distractions nowadays that come from companies that want to profit off your time and attention. Because of that, people lack the mindfulness to actually realize that there's a lot of opportunities around them to increase their fulfillment and then stop dwelling on things like past mistakes. So to capitalize off more opportunities in the present and future, we have to be more mindful of them. We have to be more aware of them. So we have to increase mindfulness to do that. And the best way is, well, there's primary, which is meditation. Meditation is number one. There are a bunch of guides on the internet, so you guys can look them up yourself. If you really want, I can do a meditation guide, but it's very straightforward. There's also secondary mindfulness, which is essentially things like going to the gym, walking your dog, basically activities where your mind is not focused internally, but rather externally on your environment or something that you're physically doing. So there are a lot of examples like this. Like art can be very mindful, people say, but things like a sport too. Just activities that you are focused on a bigger picture and you're not busy dwelling on some sort of past mistake. But just because you go to the gym doesn't mean that you're excused from meditating, okay? Because it's primary versus secondary after all. If you do both, it's even significantly better, because mindfulness through meditation can be applicable to absolutely anything in your life. See, it's when you're going to the gym, let's say you're going 2 hours a day. Those 2 hours a day, okay, you're mindful. But what happens those other 22 hours a day? Okay, minus 6 hours of sleep, 16 hours a day. So you have 16 hours in your day that you're not mindful. You have just lack of focus in your brain, lack of self-awareness. So that's why meditation comes in, where you can be mindful any part of the day. There's such a long list of improvements with meditation: attention span, focus, self-control, discipline. The list goes on. So I want you guys to take a second look at meditation if this is something that you don't do consistently, or either you're just getting into it, whatever it is. Maybe you will only meditate for 10 minutes a day, take it up to 15, because I'm telling you guys, even these small increments, meditation is so essential in your lives. Not enough people do it because they think it's boring. It's like reading a book. You're like, oh, I'm just over here doing X and I'm waiting for the next dopamine hit. And that's the problem, because a lot of companies like TikTok and Instagram with these short feedback loops, they give you all this dopamine and you just think that, okay, I need more dopamine now. No, you don't need that type of dopamine. You need the long-term fulfillment which will give you plenty of dopamine, trust me. If you guys found this helpful, like and subscribe. I appreciate it a lot. And remember, this is just the beginning, so put the work in. I'll see you in the next.